Welcome to Series English. My name is Antonia Romakor and today you study English with me. You also study Russian with me on this channel, but on Wednesday. English on Mondays and Russian on Wednesdays. So, English. Now, we're going to continue studying the difference between like and as. I already have one class devoted to this and I strongly recommend to watch it first. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it right now and then go back to this video. Today we continue. So during previous class we studied the basic difference between like and as. We use like in the meaning of similar to or the same as. And after it we use a noun, a pronoun or a gerund. I don't know, this building is so beautiful it's like a palace. Noun. Or I want to look like this. So here it's pronoun, or you can say something like the example which I have mentioned in the previous video, wearing white to a wedding is like stealing the bride's thunder. Okay, and now let's talk about as. Let's remember very quickly, let's refresh our memory. So use as in the meaning of in the same way as or in the same condition as. In this case, you use as plus subject plus verb. For instance, you should have done it in a different way. As I told you. You should have done it as I told you. As I told you. So, that's the basic difference which we studied during our previous class. We also talked about set expressions as usual and as always. Today we continue. So, sometimes as plus subject plus verb has a different meaning. Let's take a look at two examples. You can do as you like, what you like. He did as he promised, what he promised. So notice that in this case, we use as instead of what. So you can do as you like, what you like. That's the second meaning of the construction as plus subject plus verb. So then also we use the phrases as you know, as I said, as he expected, as I thought, and so on. In this case, we cannot use like. The same, we have a construction, as plus subject plus verb, as I know, as he expected, and so on. So, these constructions are very popular and you can use them with as. For example, as you know, I'm an English, Russian and German teacher. Everything happened as he expected. So let's move on. Like is not usual in these constructions, in these expressions, as I have already pointed out. But there is an exception here. We can say like I said. As I said, like I said is also possible. An example here. Like I said before, soon I'm launching a new channel. Yay! So, in this case you can say like I said before, or you can say as I said before. Both are possible. Notice, this is an exception. Only in this case you can use like instead of as. In the construction, as plus subject plus verb. Moving on. As can also be a preposition, not only a conjunction, but also as a preposition. But the meaning is different from like. Let's take a look. As a psychologist and like a psychologist. These two expressions are very different and it's very important to understand the difference. If you say as a psychologist, it means that you are a psychologist. It's your profession, it's your job. You are a psychologist, you are a specialist in this sphere. as a psychologist. But if you say like a psychologist, it means that you are not a psychologist. You do not have a degree, you do not have proper education, you are not a psychologist. You could be a manager, you could be a seller, I don't know, and so on. Personal shopper, the director of some kind of a boutique. It doesn't matter. So you are not a psychologist, but like a psychologist. So you imagine that you have some, you do not imagine, you have some capabilities, some skills which make you similar to a psychologist. But in reality, you are not a psychologist whatsoever. So for example, as a psychologist, he decided to join a professional group, psychologists today. So he is a psychologist and he decided to join this group, this association, because he is a psychologist, he can do that. And another example, she always behaves like a psychologist. She gives advice left, right and center. Like she gives advice to anybody. She's like a psychologist, but she's not a psychologist. No, maybe it's not a good idea to listen to her. Anyway, that's it. Now, as, when it is a preposition, has the meaning of, in the position of, in the form of. Now a couple of examples. A few years ago, I worked as a content manager. So I was a content manager, that was my job, that was my profession. Not like, but as, in the position of. Okay, moving on. For now, I use my room as my office. So, as my office, in the form of an office. Then, many words, for example, work and train, can be used as verbs or nouns. In the form of words, verbs, and in the form of nouns. Once again, as, when it is a preposition, can have the following meanings. In the position of, in the form of. And that's basically it. That's it about these two words, like and as. I hope that now you have a very clear, a crystal clear view of this issue and you have no questions. But if you do, you can write to me in the comments. I will really enjoy answering them. So, but that's it. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please push the button, like it, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me in different places, contact me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Plus. There are so many places nowadays. Anyway, that's it. Keep studying English with me, keep studying Russian with me, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye. Happy English and Russian practice. As for the word as, that's a different story. Anyway,